In this video, what I want to do is just share with you guys the different techniques that I use, feeders, and ways that I scout for these hogs. Different areas, different states is different styles. You know, you got South Texas where a lot of guys they hunt off the roads. You know, they're hunting high racks. They can't get in the brush and hunt. Here I can. This is North Texas. East Texas is totally different as well. But here I have to use feeders. I have to bait to try to lure these pigs out. There's a lot of vegetation here. It's summertime right now, and it's extremely hard to lure them out in the open. So I have to bait. People ask all the time, why are you baiting pigs when you want to get rid of them? Great question. The neighboring property is core property, and there's also private property on the other side. No hunting whatsoever on both sides. So guess what happens when I shoot at these pigs? They run over to these neighboring properties and they thrive. They multiply, they come back and raise havoc on these pastures. So me baiting helps me concentrate on certain areas, certain groups of pigs. Right now I got my eyes on two separate groups. They're small groups, but they're there, and I can hit them. And I can hit them sometimes twice a week. I'm thinning out the herd. So that's why I go with that approach, you know, with baiting and feeding these pigs. So I just want to share with you guys. I know there's a lot of veteran hunters out there that know what the hell they're doing, and I'm not trying to educate. Like I said, I'm just trying to give some helpful tips. There's also a lot of new hunters that don't know what they're doing, and they want to learn, you know. I haven't been doing this a really long time, but I know when I first got into it, there was nothing out there. I had to learn on my own, so it was all trial and error. And I'm willing to share this information with you guys. What we have here is an active pig trail, okay? Coyotes can use this as well, but it's mainly pigs right now, and I can tell because there's a little bit of hair on the fence. This tree line here goes for about 100, 125 yards left and right, and there's 4 trails just like this. And they're using it. They're coming and going as they please at night or during the day, morning, whatever. The issue is catching them, busting them in the act, right? So what I like to do is once I see trails like this, I start to bait the area. I start to bait the area, put cameras on there, and try to get an estimate of what times they're coming and going. You cannot predict pigs. That's one of the hardest things to do is predict pigs. Even if you have a feeder going off at 6 o'clock every day, it's not guaranteed that the pigs are going to hit it at 6 o'clock every single day. So what I like to do is bait this area and try to lure them out into the open. The issue with hunting fence lines is once you get one shot off, they're going right back where they came from, and you don't have much time. So what I like to do is try to lure them out into the open, and I'm about to show you guys what I've been using. All right, so what I have here is what we call the pig pipe. We've been using this down in Texas for years now, and this particular pipe here is about 9 years old. All this is 3-inch PVC cut down to about 4 foot, and the pigs absolutely love it. There's only one downside to using this thing. It's not efficient, okay? If you live far from your property, I probably wouldn't suggest you using this thing because I have seen pigs emptying this pipe out in less than 24 hours. But if you live close to your property, you live on your property, go for it. Build you a pipe. I put this thing together for about 50 bucks, and yes, it's effective. But the coons like it too. And I'm gonna show you how this works. So we cut it to about 4 or 5 foot. You can cut it whatever length you want. You can have it whatever diameter you want. And I have holes drilled on the side. I have a total of 8, 4 on each side. I think that's a little excessive. I think 2 holes is enough, and get the holes just big enough to where the kernels come out. On one side, I have a service plug, okay? So all I do is unscrew that, I can pull the cap off, and I can fill it up with corn again. On this side over here is just capped, okay? And it's glued on there, it's not coming off. And there's an eye bolt here. At the end of this eye bolt is my chain, and it has a swivel on here. This will spin as the pipe starts to roll, okay? You'll have it staked down at the end with a chain, and what happens is, this is how I like to do it, I like to bait right along the side of this pipe. The pigs will come in here and start eating it, they'll start hitting it, and guess what? When they're hitting it left or right, the corn starts to roll out of the holes. Then they figured out, hey, there's more in here. They'll keep hitting this thing and they'll keep spinning and spinning, and they'll make a complete circle. Try not to have any brush or trees nearby. Give it some room to spin because they'll get it hung up and they will break the end where it's attached to the chain. So this is the pig pipe. And like I said, it has its pros and cons. But if you live close to the property, you live on the property, these things are sweet to have. All right. So all I'm going to do is just stake this down in the ground. And the ground is hard. A lot harder than I thought. Shit. All right. So staking that damn thing kicked my ass because we haven't had rain in a while. So I had to cut that out because I didn't want y'all to hear all the cussing. So all I'm gonna do is just spread corn in this area. I want them to get spoiled by all the free corn they're getting. I want them to get used to this area. I want them to get comfortable, okay? I want them to get comfortable here. They can have all this corn, they can have it. All right, so see how I have it staked down? And it's chained, so when they're out here, look at that. They'll just push it around in circles. Okay, I might cut out of the frame there, but look how that spins. They'll just keep rolling it. Pull my service plug off. Cap that off. I like to pull it straight out. That way I know if it's been hit or not. I'm gonna put a camera on it. The last video that I did, you see me right behind or right in front of a tree. That's where I'm gonna put my camera. That way I can monitor what's going on. And I'm gonna put some corn right alongside of it. Right alongside of it. When they come in here and they start to hit this, they're gonna start eating it. Once that corn is gone, they're gonna start nudging it, and they're gonna realize that corn's coming out of it. That right there is the pig pipe.